at 14 degrees now. We warmed 2 degrees since earlier. My phone, current temp. Yeah. I'll hit that a little bit later in the show. Current temps. Okay. 11 o'clock, that's still morning, right? So 11 o'clock, we're still morning. Also, good afternoon. Uh-huh. Gotcha. Well, good Sunday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Brandon Lashberg in the WFXR Plus studio with a quick winter weather update for you as we are still seeing sleet across most of our region. That's going to continue over the next couple of hours. Then we'll see a transition over to some freezing rain. That's going to bring the impacts for some ice as we end today. Good news is that some of the models are trending a little bit quicker with this system, and we'll get some of this begin to move out in here later towards this evening. Then we'll have to deal with the cold into early next week. Let's hop into current radar right now and show you what we're seeing across our region. We do have, again, mostly that blue coloration on our radar, but this mainly sleet that is falling across most of our region. You have some pockets of some drier air here and there, looking at portions of the New River Valley, northern portions of Giles and Craig County where sleet's not falling, and we'll see some pockets here and there of some of that drier air, some periods, but that will begin to fill back in as some of this moisture continues to stream in from the south and southwest. Overlooking towards the south side region, South Boston, southeastern Halifax, seeing some of that dry air here and there. Seeing some heavier amounts, though. You see the darker blues down the 220 corridor. I'm looking to the north for you folks up in the Highlands, north of 64, still seeing, again, some of that sleet, maybe some snow flurries mixing in, but we're seeing mainly sleet across our region as we are seeing temperatures a couple of thousand feet above our heads. Well, it's going to be above freezing. That's allowing for the snowflakes to partially melt and fall down as those ice pellets. Let's take a look at what we've seen so far in terms of some of our snow reports over the region. Seeing one of the higher of the totals near Lynchburg, saw a report of about 6 inches or so. That's a combination of some sleet and snow as well. Saw some other reports down towards Halifax, 1.3 inches of some snow before it transitioned over to some sleet near northeast of Danville and Pennsylvania County, about 0.1 inch. That was recorded about 9:30 last night as the snowfall was still accumulating since then. Starting to see some reports south of us into North Carolina of some freezing rain. So that freezing rain transition line will begin to approach from the south and move northward into this afternoon and into this evening as we'll transition to that sleet, freezing rain mix, then into pure freezing rain before this event is over on the tail end of the event. Zooming out a little bit more further picture, notice down to the southwest towards Tennessee, we have a lot more moisture still left to work with. So that's going to begin to help with the freezing rain transition as we go a little bit closer towards the afternoon and into the evening as well. Let's go ahead and pop you over into my other side of the graphics, and we'll talk a little bit more about what we can expect as the day goes on. So we're again mainly seeing that sleet out there right now. That will transition to that sleet freezing rain mix, and then mainly freezing rain into this evening. And those the bars there, they decrease by 7, 8, 9 o'clock this evening, allowing for our system to become to an end as we head towards tonight. Now, again, we're seeing that sleet mainly because temperatures 4,000 feet above our heads are above freezing, allowing for that snowfall to melt into ice pellets. But into this afternoon to the evening, that warmer air aloft gets a little bit stronger. We'll see that layer get a little bit taller and a little bit thicker, allowing for that freezing rain to then take shape, allowing for it to fall as rain, but we're still below freezing out the ground, and that's going to allow it to begin to freeze. Look at what we've seen so far across some of our viewing areas, some of our viewer pictures we've seen from Roanoke to Zach. We got some snow there and some sleet on top of the porch, the deck, accumulating on those porch chairs. Here's a view from Gaylox earlier this morning. Got some snow and some sleet covering the front yard as well. Over in Rocky Mount from Cara, you can see the road there completely covered in that snow and sleet mix, so you can't really see the pavement at all. So we're seeing a lot of those roadways. You can't see the lines dividing which way is going forward or backwards, and so letting the plows do their job first before we even begin to think about travel will be the best bet. Also notice the power lines here looking okay, but as that freezing rain takes shape later on, we'll have to watch those closely for ice accumulations for the increased chance for some power outages. Here's a view of the new river from Samantha. If you look closely at the river, you can see ice on it, so temperatures are definitely well below freezing across our region. We're at 14, and Roanoke feels like 5, 16 Lynchburg feels like 4, Blacksburg at 14, Whitfield 16 feels like 1, a little bit warmer in Gaylox at 23 degrees, and then Hot Springs, it's brutal up there, -7 degrees is that current wind chill. Looking at temperatures above our heads, so about 4,000 feet, coming in the lower 30s. Looking at the Carolinas, upper 40s to lower 50s. So that goes to show that warmer air aloft, it's surging northward and it's heading in our direction. So big picture, we have our winter weather warning still in effect across the most of the Commonwealth now. That goes until about Monday afternoon, as we've seen the accumulating snow and the sleet and the freezing rain. That's the sleet's happening now. The freezing rain, that's going to be incoming as well. Snowfall totals, we've seen most of this already fall. We've seen the heavier amounts to the north, the middle ground in the middle, about 460 corridor, the lower of the amounts down towards the south, 1 to 3 or so south side, and the southern Mountain Empire, southern New River Valley, as we'll see a little more of that sleet and icing mix. The ice potential is going to be greatest near and south of the 460 corridor. About moderate ice impacts for south side, New River Valley, major impacts possible for the crest of the southern Blue Ridge for those higher ridge tops, lower amounts to the north as you head up towards the highlands. What we could see accumulation-wise through this evening before all is said and done, about 1/10 of an inch, maybe up to a quarter for the northern zones. South, again, not south of 460, up to about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch in some spots. Locally higher amounts possible, especially for the southern Blue Ridge and those higher crests. So here's what we have right now. We have that sleet mixing across our region, pure snow well to the north over Pennsylvania, Ohio, and into New York. Our 2 areas of low pressure, you can see where that front is located back towards Alabama and Mississippi and Louisiana. Mississippi really getting in on that freezing rain action, seeing a lot of icicles hanging on some of those traffic cameras in Mississippi. All that moisture is kind of heading in our direction, and so we still have that left to deal with before we are said and done with this event into tonight. And it's a widespread event too. Winter weather alerts stretch from New Mexico, Texas, all the way up to New England and to Maine. And we still had that winter storm warning for us here in Southwest and Central Virginia. Time it out for you as we go throughout the rest of this evening. Right now, we're seeing that sleet mixing in. As we head into the late afternoon, we'll begin to see that freezing rain begin to become more prominent, moving from south to north. That line across the region. Those temperatures in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, still going to be lower 20s, maybe a little bit warmer than what they are now, but still very cold as well. Also, notice back towards the west, over far southwest Virginia and west of I 77, more of that green and yellow. That's regular rain, as temperatures there may actually pop up above freezing briefly, allowing for just regular rain to fall. But the problem is that once we fall back below freezing, the moisture and the water on the ground, that's going to have a chance to potentially refreeze as well. Into the evening, we're seeing that front begin to try to push through. Some of that freezing rain at this point could be heavy at times in some localized spots. Temperatures still in the lower to mid 20s. And we see temperatures there, this model coming in with 34 by 5 p.m., just slightly above freezing there. Into the late evening hours, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we're beginning to see the back edge of this event from west to east, beginning to see that freezing rain tapering off. And then by 9, 10 o'clock, likely seeing most of this begin to push out of here, outside the exception of some upslope snow showers possible for the western hills and the maybe far western New River Valley. Temperatures at this point still in about the mid to upper 20s, slightly warming or so as we head actually towards midnight before they begin to fall into the day on Monday. Monday afternoon, we're in the lower to mid 20s. We'll see some clouds out there, some upslope snow showers still around, but the main thing for Monday is that winds are going to get quite breezy and gusty at times. And that's going to make it feel much colder and actually might increase the chance for some power outages. So as we have potential ice accumulations on branches and power lines, that could, again, ice is heavy at times too, so that could alone cause power outages. Then Monday, with what's left of the ice on those branches, trees, and power lines, you increase the winds that could blow things around and really increase that risk. So you see winds there really begin to increase later into the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow morning. We could very well see wind gusts up to 25 to 30, 35 miles per hour possible, maybe higher for those higher of elevations. And then winds thankfully do begin to taper off as you head towards tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. So thankfully Tuesday morning won't be as windy as tomorrow afternoon, but even with a slight breeze, as temperatures plummet for Tuesday morning, it's going to be dangerously cold out there into our Tuesday. Looking at temperatures hour by hour and looking at the different zones, will be tomorrow morning lower to mid 20s, wind chills in the teens to single digits. In the afternoon, not much recovery of those temperatures in the upper teens for the New River Valley and the Highlands, lower to mid 20s for the Roanoke Valley and down towards south side. Then the cold air really moves in. By Tuesday morning, it's going to be dangerously, brutally cold out there. Actual air temperatures getting into the single digits, very close to 0 degrees. Factor in that even slight breeze, wind chills will be -5, -10, maybe as cold as -14, 15 to 20 degrees below zero for the Highlands. And so it's going to get brutally cold out there. So over the next couple of days, not much relief from the cold as these temperatures really do begin to stick around below freezing. Next 7 days, we'll see highs on Monday, mid to upper 20s, but with the wind, it's going to feel much colder than that. Near zero for a low Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon is actually going to be the best bet at trying to hit or break above freezing. Have a high about 31 degrees Tuesday. So we're still going to be near and below freezing for most of next week. Highs back in the 20s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so this is potentially 7 consecutive days of below freezing temperatures, which would get very close to the record of consecutive days here in Roanoke to keep a close eye on. For as you can see, our lows will be into the teens as well into next week. Let's go ahead and take one more look at our current radar out there as about 12 after 11 right now. Kind of see what we still have across the region. Again, mainly going to be seeing the sleet out there. Maybe some snow flurries still around, but as that warm air really begins to move in, we're mainly going to be seeing those ice pellets, the sleet pellets, until that freezing rain begins to roll in into the afternoon and into the evening. Taking a look right now at some of our live cameras. Here's a view from Poor Mountain. You can see the trees there kind of blowing a little bit and the breeze, a lot of clouds. So the cloud cover is very low. We're seeing some lower visibilities too in some spots. So again, travel, even with the snow out there on the ground, you factor in the lower visibilities, not going to be the greatest. Here's our view from the zoo camera. The snow is covering there and down the Roanoke River and down the parks, and cloud cover is still looking pretty low. Daxton Mountain, we're seeing snow there on the mountain as well. Still falling too as some sleet pellets. You can kind of see there in front of the trees over in Buchanan. We are looking at the breeze, thankfully, not that breezy. The flag's not hardly moving. We're seeing the sleet pellets still falling on that snowpack. So as the ice accumulates on the snow, it's going to get that crunchy feel as well. And here's our all-phase WFXR roof camera. You can see 581. Thankfully, not many people are on those roadways. Let the plows do their job as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon as well. As we go into this evening as well, we'll have continued coverage here at the Pinpoint Weather Center, of course, on air and online here at WFXR Plus at the top of every hour. And we'll make sure to keep you up to dates as we go through the rest of this winter storm.